All right, here we go. Shoot, easy money. All right, Hafa everybody. I am Jason Salas, and we continue to celebrate the class of 2025, the unbelievable amount of talent that athletics has produced in the class of 2025. One of our very best here played volleyball for FD, indoor and on the beach, David Blas, but you may know him from his work at Clutch, a expert filmmaker already in the making. First of all, bro, congratulations on graduating.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. What's the last week been?
It's been great. I mean, you know, the moment was so surreal, just walking across the stage. But right now, I really feel like I'm on top of the world. I mean, you know, there's so much free time, but it's given me the opportunity to kind of hone in on my skills that I've been working on for the last couple of years. So it's been a great last week.
Okay, now I don't want to bury the lead at all. Like, my guy here has been shooting with Clutch. You know, they do amazing work with documentaries, highlights, and everything. We show them here on KUM. You've been there for 3 years since you were a sophomore.
Yes, almost, I would say 2 years, almost 3.
Okay, now the mark of any great filmmaker, any great content creator is being able to assess how much you've grown in a certain amount of time. So how is Dave's style of shooting now any different than what it was when you were a sophomore?
Oh, it's a lot different. So, you know, growing up, I loved editing. And then, you know, obviously I would watch KUAM growing up. I watched Clutch when I got into high school as a freshman. You know, I always looked up to Clutch. I mean, every time I opened my phone, I wanted to, you know, look on Instagram and watch all the cool videos. But
so that was your dream job.
It was. And when I first picked up the camera, I was just using a small little Sony travel camera. I started shooting, you know, FD football. Mm-hmm. The boys loved it. They were asking me for pictures and stuff. And it's been such a long time and a long journey. But throughout that journey, I've learned so much stuff. I've met great people. I've networked. My style from before to now is definitely a lot different. There's a lot of inspiration that went into it, a lot of, you know, kind of, I guess, taking styles of work and implementing to my own to make my own style. So it's a lot different than before.
Very nice. But if you see the amazing work the Clutch does and everything like that, a lot of that is Dave's work over there. So what are your favorite sports to shoot? Because you guys do everything. That's the one thing I love about working with you guys.
My favorite sport to shoot, and this is just on, I guess, on the camera technicality side of it, is probably basketball, because the lighting stays the same. You're not sweating, no wind. You look good when you're holding the camera behind the hoop. So I'd say basketball is my favorite. You know, there's a lot of action right there. It goes back and forth, but if you stay on one side, you get a lot of action right there in the paint.
Well, that's the one thing about you two, because we kind of like share the same style. Is even though you may be parked for maybe like 2 or 3 minutes in a game, you guys are constantly running around. You can make the argument that you burn more calories than the athletes on the court, on the field, in the pool, whatever.
I mean, who's the guy that's following the football player? Who's the guy that's following the basketball player? We're running down the court. Right. You got to hurry up. So, you know, you have fans yelling at you, sit down, sit down. So, you know, it's a lot of adrenaline.
Welcome to my world, bro. But you guys are doing absolutely fantastic work. And of course, the journey is just beginning for you right now, because you applied to many, many colleges and you have gotten into a very, very good school where you're going to be able to take your filmmaking love to the next level.
That's correct. LMU is a great school.
Loyola Marymount.
Loyola Marymount. They have the #5 film school in the nation.
Go Lions.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. Good rugby school, too. There's a lot of Guamanians there, too.
A lot of Guamanians.
Have you already networked with, like, some people there?
I know one other Guamanian that was there. She graduated last year, but there's a couple others that graduated. Veronica Calvo just graduated from LMU. But from my understanding, I think I'm one of the only ones that are going from Guam this year. I haven't met any others that are going to LMU this year.
Okay, of course, Veronica Calvo, the sister of Tomas Calvo, who is one of our starting point guards on the Guam national team, who you've covered many, many times.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about like your sports passion and everything like that. Because I mean, you're the luckiest guy in the world if you get to shoot and document and edit what you never get bored looking at and everything like that. So where did your athletic career all start?
Well, from a young age, you know, I was put into soccer among many of the other athletes that are, you know, at FD or even on Guam in general. I played for the Sidekicks, and then, you know, I wasn't the best soccer player. It's a great sport to start with, but my dad, at a very young age, he started me in golf. So I played for the Guam Junior Golf League, and it was a great experience for me. You know, golf is definitely, it's not a sport a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of older people do it. But my dad started me in golf, and I continued with that. And then when I was in middle school, I found a passion for volleyball. And that started off with my indoor volleyball journey. And when I got to FD, I heard that they were doing beach volleyball. And I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it a shot. I've never played it. It's it's a pretty new sport that was introduced to FD, so tried it out, and it ended up being my favorite sport. And
What an island boy in the sand, and we're completely at home.
We're
dude.
good. Yeah.
Okay, how is it like? Because of course FD, as we're recording this right now, just won its 7th straight interscholastic volleyball title.
Yes.
How is it like playing for Coach Steve Pangolin? Because he was my setter when we were playing. Like
Really?
Either he was my setter or I was his middle, whatever like that. But Steve and I are very, very close. How is it like having him as a mentor, as a teacher?
It was good. So I started off at East Heights with him. After transitioning from Harvest to FD, it was kind of that summer where I needed to continue volleyball. He is a great coach. Definitely knows what he's doing, and yeah, it's been great. He taught me the basics, the fundamentals. I would say beach volleyball helped a lot with my defense and my quickness and just thinking and reading on the court. But yeah, Coach Steve is a great coach. I'm sure you would know that from playing with him for those years.
Okay, 2-part question. What is a sport that you haven't shot yet and edited that you would like to? And what is a sport that you've never played but you would really, really love to get into?
Okay, so I have a good one for the second one, but the first one...
You've thought about this before, obviously.
Yeah. A sport that I've never shot and edited. Water polo.
That's good.
I've never shot water
See,
polo.
there's a true professional here, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to be right where the Olympics is getting. Actually, when you're getting ready to graduate, the Olympics is coming to LA in 2028.
So I'm excited for that. I mean, I've never shot water polo. I've never shot swimming either. I just recently shot my first track meet not too long ago. And then for a sport that I wish I played that I never did is probably track.
Very nice.
Yes, I went when I was at the track meet actually for the first time. I was telling myself like, would it be a good sprinter? Would it be good at long jumping? Like, it was a good experience. Very hype, a lot of energy there.
Well, for Clutch and KUM, when we do what we do at the track meet, talk about burning a lot of calories, man. You're maybe going back and forth at the entire JFK facility, maybe like 8 times an hour, because there's always something going on.
For sure.
It is heaven to me. I love track meets. They're so much fun to cover.
You won't miss anything. You'll always have something to shoot when you're at the track meet.
If you get bored at a track meet, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the event itself. Okay, I want to talk about FD again, because this year was exceptional, right? I've never seen, in my recollection, and like I'm a little bit on the older side, a single class, and you guys had 107 friars were in this year.
107, yes.
Yeah. You guys won baseball, rugby, wrestling, volleyball, as we just talked about, football, basketball, so many different team sports. What do you attribute to that level of success? All in the same school year. It's crazy.
My class is definitely one of the more athletic classes, I would say. I mean, that's just me too. I mean, obviously I'm biased towards my class, but...
Yeah, no shade on any other schools. I mean, you guys made these guys the champions that they are.
In general, class of 25 in general was definitely
you guys are special.
A killer class, yeah. So at FD, I mean, it's just a lot of dedication. Our class put a lot of dedication, work, time, and effort into everything that we did. A lot of the athletes are in the gym. A lot of the athletes were, at school, they were watching film over and over. It was a lot of preparation and a lot of training that went into, this year of champions. And there was a lot of things that happened during our seasons. There's a lot of upsets, especially during volleyball season. We lost to ND, our second game, but it's all about coming back. And I think that's what our class was all about this year. I think that's what our class held on to, was coming back and proving that, we can kick it out there and just...
ND had a squad too.
Yeah.
I remember I was interviewing Tim Gumatata, who's the MVP this year, and I was like, dude, I am so glad I don't play anymore, because I would not want to go one-on-one with you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean...
Really, really talented player.
The competition was, I would say, one of the most even years this year with competition. Yeah.
Okay, so again, at the next level, you plan on studying filmmaking and marketing.
Yes.
At Loyola Marymount.
Yes.
But you've got bigger plans than that too, is you want to be a lawyer someday.
Yes. So I got into LME for marketing. I did go to the Admitted Students Day in April, and I talked to some of the counselors, some of the faculty and staff. And I do want to double major in either film or English. So if I were to be able to completely put my skills into film, I would not mind that. And then double major in English to prepare me for law. And for law, I want to be a sports entertainment lawyer and be able to, still do what I love, work with athletes, and, put my my mock trial skills to the test.
Okay, how many times have you watched Jerry Maguire?
I actually never.
You've never watched?
I've never watched.
That is the movie about being a lawyer for athletes and everything. Dude, you gotta check that out.
I watched Suits, but never.
Very nice. That's almost as good. It's just as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So one of our very best doing great things right now, and man, we are so proud of you because you've done things like the right waves. But before we go, what does the summer hold on have for you right now? Are you gonna take a little break or are you gonna keep shooting?
No, I'm definitely gonna keep shooting. I'm taking this time to learn more skills. Implement kind of like a new style into my work. We have the concert coming up, so I'm gonna be working a lot there for the concert. But yeah, I'm not gonna stop shooting. The day I stop filming is the day that the world ends, I guess.
There you go. Well, you'll probably document that too, but hopefully not for a while. All right, man. Hey, we're super proud of you, man.
Yes.
Like an exceptional Guamanian doing exceptional things, and one of the nicest guys you're going to meet. So if you're ever at a sporting event or like a community event around the island and everything like that, you see Dave shooting, just say what's up, man, because it's super cool. Thanks, man. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
All right.